What's good, y'all? It's your girl, Candia, your personal hype woman and leadership confidence specialist, helping you show up and speak up anyway, despite dealing with fear, uncertainty, or self-doubt. I am mentally in my happy place because it's gardening season. And for me, gardening is so symbolic for weeding out negativity in your life and getting your mind right around doing the things that you said you wanted to do so you can live the life that you said you want to live. So the other day, I purchased this weed killer spray to eliminate these weeds that had literally taken over my entire backyard. So I sprayed the entire backyard, came back the next day, the weeds were still there. Sprayed it again, came back the next day. Some of the weeds had died, but then there were a few stubborn ones still standing strong. Like, girl, we've been here all year. This our backyard. Where you been? So, oh, okay. Y'all looking for a fight. So I had to pull some of the stubborn ones up out the ground. And then that's when I got the best reminder from Mother Nature. Just like those pesky little weeds that take over a backyard, it's very similar to the pesky little nagging and negating thoughts that stop us from showing up and speaking up as we have planned. And so you have to learn how to get to the root of the problem, because the reality is you will be in the same place next year if you don't create a ritual around dealing with some of the negative and nagging limiting thoughts that you can't escape. Some of us, we run, including myself. I'm calling myself to the front of the congregation, okay? Some of us, we run to Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and we start binge scrolling. That's how we deal with running from some of the thought. And guess what? No matter what you do, no matter how long you stay binge scrolling on social, guess what? Those pattern of thoughts return. And so that's why having a ritual is so important for dealing with some of those thoughts that's stopping you from doing what you need to do. So you may be saying, okay, can't deal, what's the ritual? So here's the thing. The number one thing that you have to do is you have to be mindful. And you have to name it, to change it, to tell it what to do. The same way I had to get physical with those weeds, you got to get physical with those thoughts. You do that by using a pen and paper. Name it, to change it, and tell it what to do. Get those thoughts onto paper. The second thing that you need to do is you have to learn how to reframe those negative or limiting thoughts into a thought that's more positive or self-serving. Because let's keep it real. Sometimes you can't get to positive. Life be life, and sometimes it's too much for you to get to a positive thought. But you always have the power to get to a non-judgmental or self-serving thought, a thought that's more, a thought that empowers you to take action by focusing on what you can control. And here's another reason why this process of replacing the thought is so similar to gardening. When you are gardening, the same place that you pull the weed is the same place that you plant the seed. You are literally replacing that weed with a seed that's going to grow into possibility and positivity. And so, for example, if you are telling yourself, I'm too old to start over, which I have told myself many times before. If you're telling yourself, I'm too old to start over, a more positive or self-serving thought is, I'm bringing my wisdom and experience into a new chapter. My age only enriches that process. Because of my age, I can make better decisions. Because of my experience, I can make better decisions, better choices that align with who I am and who I am becoming. So, just like a thriving garden isn't the absence of a stubborn weed, confidence isn't the absence of self-doubt. You have to create a ritual around having a better conversation with yourself so you can show up and speak up in the way that you plan. So let's make a commitment, okay, to getting rid of these weeds that's stopping us from showing up and speaking up. That's it for me today, folks. I think I done talked myself into getting back out there and doing some gardening. Yeah, let me stop lying. I'm going to the happy hour, okay, because I deserve it. Don't judge me. This is a safe space.